tell me that I can, I tell her why not. This is my calling, I'ma make it to the top. I said I'm more than a conqueror, more than a conqueror.
What's up YouTube? So I got a request to do a full day of eating, so this is what I'm going to do today. At the moment I'm doing a mini cut. Basically the story behind that is for 6 weeks I've been out of the gym. I tweaked my back, I'm not sure what it was. I think I might have even prolapsed the disc doing deadlifts. I haven't got it checked out, which I know is stupid of me, but feels better now, so I'm going back to the gym with a modified routine. So because I've put on a bit of body fat due to being out for 6 weeks and not really trekking, I'm coming back with a mini cut. So I'm aiming for about 200 grams of protein today, 200 grams of carbs, and about 70-75 grams of fats. So here's the first meal. So we've got scrambled eggs, 1 whole egg, 2 egg whites, a slice of linseed toast, and half a can of baked beans. Alright, so that's meal number one. Meal number two, well, this is an extension of meal number one really, is a bowl of oats, half a scoop of Elite Mass from Diamatize. It gives it a bit of extra protein, a bit of extra carbs. I'm only using it for the cookies and cream flavour of it really. I've got some more protein coming in the post in the week, and some sugar-free breakfast syrup which I brought over from the US. We don't have that here, unfortunately. It's nearly running out. That will give it some extra flavour as well. So I've got a little bit of a challenge going on in the next 4 or 5 weeks. It's mine and also about 4 of my best friends' 30th birthdays. So the challenge here for me is to survive this mini cut with some good results, and also at the same time attend all of these birthdays obviously and have a good time, and try not to restrict myself too much. I'm in the off season, so I'm going to be sure to post those results of how the mini cut goes, and hopefully inspire you to just to show you that you can live your life and also get in shape as well. But that's another video. Alright, so my pre-workout meal, just having a small apple, get my my micronutrients, my fibre. Got a multivitamin there, caffeine and vitamin D, and then I'm just gonna put in a 1/4 scoop of Muscle Farm Assault. Now I don't really believe in pre-workouts. I'm actually purely using Muscle Farm Assault for flavouring purposes. Muscle Farm Assault's actually not the worst pre-workout in the world. It's actually got good quantities of scientifically proven supplements, so it's not the worst one in the world. But what I'd like to do is make my own usually. I've got my creatine here, so I'm just going to put in about 8 to 10 grams of that. There it goes. So what I want to do is actually show you guys how to make your own pre-workout. I'm going to do that in the next few videos. And also what I want to do is just basically go through the big branded pre-workouts and just do an honest review of how expensive and how lacking in good quality ingredients they are, and how much cheaper it is to actually make your own, and how to make it even tastier. So keep an eye out for that. Bear in mind, this is my pre-workout meal. You might be thinking, what, you're just having an apple for a pre-workout? Bear this in mind, is that nutrient timing isn't as important as was made out. So Brad Schoenfield and Alan Aragon, they did a research on all the papers that have been out on this topic, and they kind of figured out that as long as you're eating sort of around your workout in a sort of 4 to 6 hour window, so before and after, then you should be absolutely fine in terms of maximizing anabolism. And I had my meal just before this one about an hour ago, so I'm well within my range. Alright guys, next meal will be the post-workout. So just got back from the gym. My next meal is a stir fry. I didn't use any oil in this. It's strips of flat iron steak, so this is really lean beef. I think it's about 3.5 grams of fat per 100 grams, with egg noodles and also some broccoli and carrot, as well as some beans in there somewhere as well. So this is my post-workout meal. I don't really drink shakes post-workout. Now, bear in mind what I said earlier about Alan Aragon and Brad Schoenfield's research. My first meal was at 2 o'clock. It's now about 5:15. So, you know, people say that food takes longer to digest and get in the system. Well, I'm still within what they found in their research in terms of optimizing protein synthesis and muscle anabolism post-workout. So this is still 3 hours since my pre-workout meal. So, you know, I've still got another 3 hours in which time the food will have done its thing. So yeah, that's my next meal, and unless I share it with this one, so we're gonna see what the macros are. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna eat is meadow churn quark. So quark is a very cheap source of protein. It's basically fat-free cheese. They've actually changed the one they do in the supermarket that I shop at. It used to be it's the same brand, but it used to be a shorter and longer container, and it had more protein in it as well. So this one's got slightly less protein in it, about a third less actually. It's quite significant. I've also put in some Diamatize Elite Mass in here, so I'm going to mix that all together as well. What you've seen off camera as well, or what you haven't seen off camera, is I've had another serving of that noodle and beef stir fry. So I'm going to count that in my macros, and also I've had half a pear as well as that. So I think my micronutrients are pretty much hit, because I've had a lot of vegetables within the stir fry, and also I've had different varieties of fruits, which is important. Although this is a mini cut day of eating that you're following, sorry about that. My memory just ran out, so I've just gone and deleted some stuff. So here's meal, well, I don't know what meal I'm up to. I don't really count how many meals I have a day. So my next meal, it's about 10:30 p.m. now. I've got one slice of linseed bread. I've got a burger. I've got 10 grams of cheese, a bit of burger sauce, and 3 leaves of lettuce. So yeah, I'm cutting eating a burger. You mad? What I was saying earlier when I was eating the quark was that I don't really eat much differently when I'm dieting or when I'm bulking. Obviously I'm allowed to be a bit more loose when I'm bulking up. My carbs go up to about 400 from about 200, 225. So yeah, my diet's, as you can see, my diet's pretty loose anyway, even when I am cutting. The important things are to get your micronutrients, hit your macronutrients for whatever goal it is you have. And my goal is to cut at the moment. Alright, I'm gonna head off and eat this. Be back in a bit. Okay dude, so now this is my last meal of the night. So what's happened here, and this is a good example of what you can do when you're in your off season, so when things are a bit more relaxed. So what's happened is, I thought my last meal was gonna hit all of my macros. Now what's happened is, my protein is slightly lower than I want it. It's at 150, my carbs are at 210, and my fats are about 50 at the moment. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna go over on my carbs by maybe 20-30 grams, and what I'm gonna do is have lower fat than I aimed for, which was 70 grams. Now that's what you can do. You can, in the off season, you can hit protein targets and then hit your calorie targets, and you're not gonna notice a big difference in body composition changes or performance changes in the gym, because it's only a slight ratio change in macronutrients. So this allows you to be a bit more flexible in the off season, which is what we all want to do. We want to be a bit more relaxed about things and continue to progress, which this will allow us to do. So I've just got a ham, cucumber, and Philadelphia light cheese and chive spread. So this will be my last meal, and then we're going to look at MyFitnessPal and see how I did today. So here we are, we've come to the end of the day. It is 1:45 in the morning, and here are my numbers. So I hit a total fat of 59 grams. My target is around 75 at the moment. My total carbs were 230, so I went, or 229, so I went 29 grams over what I was supposed to. But the reason for that is because my total fat was 11 to 16 grams, less than I was supposed to go to. So I had room to move those over to carbs. So overall my calories are probably about right. My protein ended up at 171, which is about, you know, my target is about 185 to 200. So I'm about 15 to 30 grams off. Protein's not as important in the off season as it is when you're getting into really deep calorie deficits. That's when you really want to increase the protein a little bit more. But even then, there's a cap to how much effectiveness protein gives you. So that's a full day of eating. I'm quite glad it ended up this way because it shows you that you can be a little bit more relaxed in the off season. And this is actually me having a mini cut at the moment, trying to drop a bit of fat. So this shows you how you can switch your macronutrient ratios around. As long as you hit enough protein, which I did, you can kind of pick and choose from fats and carbs. You don't want to go too wild, you don't want the ratios to go too out of whack, but you know, I've taken 11 to 16 grams away from fat and gone a little bit over my carbs, and that's absolutely fine. As you can see there, I've hit 33 grams of dietary fiber as well, which is absolutely fine and adequate. That was from my fruit and vegetables, and in fact I didn't add some of the vegetables that I did eat, so my fiber's probably closer to 40 grams. I hope that's helped. That's a day of eating, and yeah, make sure you subscribe, and again in the comment section tell me what videos you want me to do. This was actually a request from a subscriber, so I hope this helps you. Yeah, give us a subscribe and see you next time. Take it easy, have a good night. Whack. But you know,